Getting ready to plant our winter garden. Got some seeds here and 5 72 cell trays. So we're going to do some lettuce and spinach and Swiss chard. This here's a kale blend we got. We got this out in Ohio when we was out for a couple weeks ago. We was out in Ohio, so bought these at an Amish store. We're gonna do half of these. Half of this flat will be in this. We like a lot of different kales. They're pretty winter hardy. In fact, most kale you could grow outside without even being undercover, even here where we are. I'm like putting one seed in each cell because these are brand new seeds. Some of the older seeds and some of the other stuff I'll put more than one in a cell. There, 2 fell in that, but it's not a big deal. 2 fell in that one too. And then these will end up getting planted in our cattle panel greenhouse where our tomatoes and stuff is right now. So that's done. Then the other half of that I'm going to put in red mustard in the other half of this cell, or this tray. And I got this same place at an Amish store up in Ohio a couple weeks ago.
Now, why do we do a winter garden?
So we gotta eat, right? You gotta eat, doesn't matter if it's summer or winter. Everybody ought to plant something. This here's, we've grown mustard. It usually doesn't like the really cold temperatures. This here says it's frost tolerant, so we're gonna try this kind. The kind we normally grow through the spring doesn't like it 20 below zero, which needs to be why. And I'm putting the mustard in the same bed as the kale because they're all in the same family. They're all brassicas. They'll all germinate about the same time, be ready to transplant about the same time. And these 2, I'm putting one in a cell. They're not real small seeds, but not terrible. Some of them get more than one seed in, but that's alright. We eat them raw, we don't cook them down. A lot of people cook them like they would collards or whatever, but we eat them raw in our salads. If that makes us weird or if that makes everybody else weird. We like them raw. Not a real big fan of cooked greens. We have cooked greens and they're alright, but I'd rather eat them raw. So when we're done, we're going to put perlite or vermiculite like I've shown you before in our seed starting stuff about how we start them. And the vermiculite does wonders. And this here just dibbles to clean out where the seeds are, or where to put them at. I still should have put them in there.
I made up the tags already.
Yeah, no, wasn't smart enough to remember. Not that it really matters a whole lot. These you'll probably not be able to tell apart when they come up, but a lot of this other stuff you'll know what it is when it grows. So then this one I'm going to put half of this in Swiss chard. It's fairly cold tolerant. I don't know if it'll last through the winter or not. It might in the cattle panel greenhouse. These seeds here's huge. They're like a beet though. They're in the same family of plants as beets. Spinach, beets, Swiss chard. These, just like a beet, that's just a haul. There's actually more than one seed, usually more than one seed in one of them cells. So I'm going to put one in a cell, and some might only have one, but some might have 2 or 3 plants actually come out of one seed. Swiss chard's not too terrible bad. It's not one of my favorite greens, but it's not bad. It's good in a salad. Of course, that's mostly all we grow is salad anyways in the winter.
Salad and onions?
Well, that's part of salad. But the onions we won't have any onions ready till spring. It'll take them all winter to grow. Or it did last year anyway. First time we ever tried it. They did really good for us. We've grown kale and lettuce and spinach and that kind of thing for years in the winter. I'll put spinach in the other one. Spinach is the same family as Swiss chard, but it's only got one seed and only make one plant. These seeds are a little older, so I'll probably drop 2 or 3 in each one. These seeds are 2 years old, no, 1 year old, 2021 season. The spinach thrives in the cold. It actually tastes really good in the cold. Don't bolt. It'll grow all winter long. So for me, what I do is, if the seeds are old, I always put more than one in a cell, depending on what it is. Tomatoes, I still would only put one in a cell, even if they were 2 or 3 years old, because tomatoes seem like they last a long time. Onions, they don't last that long. So in all honesty, onions that you bought this year, next year your germination will drop in half or less. You won't get hardly anything out of them. We found out the hard way this year. Then we were scrambling trying to get seeds. Move these out of my way. I'll do one more, then I'm gonna. This one here will have endive and blue kale in this one. Then this will be onions and this will be lettuce. But between there, I'm going to cover these up and then move them out of the way. This blue kale is my favorite. In the wintertime, it's nice and sweet. A lot of times in the summer when it's hot out, this stuff will get really, really bitter. It'll get really bitter. But in the wintertime when it's cold, it stays nice and sweet.
And we like to get the dwarf blue curly kale because it stays smaller and easier to manage.
Yeah, the leaves are smaller. They don't get great big and huge. Same with the chard. I think it's dwarf as well.
He's putting the tags in that some very nice person made up for the trays.
I'm a lovely assistant slash videographer. Too bad she don't edit. Someday maybe I can talk her into doing that. Never done endive before. Not 100% sure I've even had it before. We'll see how good it does. Them seeds there's like a lettuce seed. They're pretty small.
Oh my goodness.
We're working on a place we're going to change where the chickens are too for the winter months. I'm not sure. Probably going to build a small cattle panel greenhouse for the chickens so they have a run in the winter. They can get in, even if it's snow outside, they can get in there and scratch around and be chickens. Not sure exactly yet how it's going to pan out, but I'll definitely bring you along for that. When we figure it out, we'll bring you along for sure. Some winters we get a lot of snow. Last couple of years we've been pretty fortunate. Some winters we get a lot of snow. If we get too much snow, then the chickens won't go get out and be chickens. They'll just be cooped up. This here just holds moisture in, so. Today's Sunday, August 21st. I'm not sure when this will come out. This is the third video I taped today.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we do. We got a fair many videos coming out that for the making anyhow. We got plans on what to do, some propagation. We got a couple propagation videos coming out very soon. Chicken stuff, we're going to go through that. We're going to log it, keep it documented as we do it. Raspberries, we're going to take them from where they are and bring them down below where we made that patch at. The potatoes, where we're going to go. That cover crop stuff I did, I don't know how long ago it was, several videos ago, I did an experiment with cover crops. It didn't pan out, so I'm gonna, nothing germinated, which is kind of surprising. Kind of thought they would, but it is whatever. So that, they didn't work out like I hoped, so we're gonna probably put plastic down there and go over that in a couple of days. Put these in trays. Not that these be in trays. They don't need to be in trays. I just want them in trays because these trays are, these here's pretty weak, pretty flimsy. If I want to pick them up and move them, I'd rather them be in this.
As you can see in the background there, I worked on cleaning up our pots off the floor and arranging them into their sizes and stuff. So that's why they're all up on the table.
Yeah, we need to do some rearranging in here too. And I got some seeds I want to harvest back here in the back. We've got some blue pine and mustard seeds we're going to harvest. Those videos will be coming out too sometime here soon. So this one here will make it mustard or onions. This whole flat will be onions. And then the onions, they're just green onions. They'll never get big. They'll never get big. No matter how old they are, they'll always stay small. These are a evergreen hardy white from Johnny's. Most of our stuff we get from Johnny's, or seeds and such. And once in a while we'll buy some different oddball stuff like that.
If we're out of town, and
if we're out of town, we always stop at the nurseries and whatnot and see what they got. Almost always. And these I'll put 3 or 4. I don't know if you ever seen onion seeds before, but they're black. I'll put 3 or 4 of those in each cell. These are 72 cells, so they're pretty big. And onions pull apart pretty easy if you want to separate them. I usually don't worry about them. When I plant them in the garden, I just put them in.
And they still grow good.
They grow fine. These kind do. You wouldn't want to do that with the big onions. These little bunch of onions, it's fine that way. And when I go to the lettuce, it'll be the same way. I'll put 4 or 5 of those in each. Them seeds are getting pretty old. And next year, these onion seeds, we'll probably try them, but we won't count on them. We'll probably buy new. Otherwise, these next year probably won't come up. I don't know why they don't just keep, but they don't.
Is there a lot left?
There's a lot left. Yep. I might direct seed these next year, just in a bed that maybe where the potatoes was, I'll put them in, direct seed them, but not count on them for our main crop. The bunching onions, they sell really good at the farmer's market, and we eat a lot of them too. We probably sell, I don't even know how many we sell, a lot. Every week when we're at the farmer's market, we sell out, no matter how many we have.
We ran out of bunching onions this year.
Yeah.
We sold all we had and ran out early before the market.
These here's lettuce seeds. There's 7 different varieties of lettuce, and I'm not sure what they all are. But these seeds are old. They'll still germinate, most of them. I'm putting 6 or 8 at least in a cell. And they'll still grow alright. I won't separate them out. I might thin them down if a bunch comes up out of one cell. Otherwise, I won't thin them down. I'll let them go. Once they get put in the garden, they'll grow, they'll bush out and be fine. That's pretty much all there is to making a winter garden, at least starting a winter garden. There's a little bit more to it than that when you're actually making the garden. If you follow us, you've already seen how we made the garden for our winter garden. last year. We had a winter garden in our old greenhouse before. One whole side of our old greenhouse, we had a grow bed in it. Then we got rid of that. Last winter was the first winter without it, so we had to do something. We like fresh salad in the wintertime. I don't know about everybody else, but that's when I like to eat a salad. I'd rather eat a salad in the winter than I would in the summer. Oh, grab 2 more of these.
It tastes really good to have a fresh salad on Christmas Day.
There ain't nothing better. Nothing better. Fresh salad with butternut squash. And some people call carrots, but I won't mention names.
It's not me.
Nope, it's not her. When you water with perlite in, you gotta keep it high and keep it high off of it and keep the pressure turned down low or it'll blow it away right off the bat. Fresh seed. We strictly use rainwater here for everything in for our nursery or garden or farm, or everything's strictly rainwater. Now that I got everything watered down a little bit, I can turn the pressure up. I still want to keep it high. I don't want to put it down on. When you water seeds, you want to make sure you give them plenty of water right off the bat. And that perlite or vermiculite I just put in there, it'll help hold the moisture in. And it also helps with bugs. Bugs don't like going through it. So you want to do that good like that when you first start seeds, and then you shouldn't if you water them good. Of course, out here in the greenhouse, it gets 100 degrees out here sometimes. But in the spring, when you start your seeds, you should be able to do that, and you shouldn't have to water them until they emerge from the soil. You should be able to let them alone from now for the next week or so. Most of these will come up in about a week. The onions may take a little longer. The Swiss chard may take a little longer, but the rest of that stuff should be in about a week. We should see some light coming out of there. We'll bring you along whenever we go through and show you how. We'll show you in a week or two how much germination rate we got on some of these seeds. Some of these are older, and we'll definitely show you how we plant them. So till then, take care and God bless.